You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows like the one you're about to enjoy, visit electronicmediacollective.com. And now, our feature presentation.
The following broadcast is brought to you by Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. Marked Out Wrestling Podcast is not affiliated, nor do our opinions reflect those of WWE, NXT, TNA, Ring of Honor, New Japan, or any other professional wrestling promotion.
Marked Out Wrestling Podcast brings you the weekly Takedown.
Oh man, it is February 2nd, 2017. We got Roadie Rob here at Marked Out Rob. We got the big Marked Out BT, that fat boy, on the phone line. What's up, Brian?
Hey, easy. Hey, can you call me the Drifter from now on?
I can call you the Drifter to the Twinkie store. If you don't know, we have a little weight loss challenge going on. So the head games have begun. I put a pack of donuts and a Mountain Dew in front of Adam's seat the other day, and he didn't bite, but he'll get there.
It's gonna get to gold dust levels of mind games. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be bad. I'm a nasty player. I'm not gonna lie. I never believe.
No, that's fine.
I don't believe in a fair fight. I just do not.
No, bring it on, man.
I'm on. All right, so here we go. On the board, we got Upload Test in the house. JVL Shadow is there. Hitman is on the board, and Jordan is joining us as well. And yeah, Jordan's talking about Seth Rollins, and man, there is a lot to talk. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to Seth Rollins. We are all heartbroken. The good news on that, and I don't want to drift in, not to pun it, but I don't want to drift into this one too hard. But I will say that the recent reports that are coming out, and nothing is in stone yet, but recent reports say it might just be 8 weeks. So having Rollins at Mania is still a possibility, guys.
Oof.
Yeah.
That was scary. Did you happen to notice it while it happened? Because I certainly did.
I didn't notice it while it happened. I did, going back looking at clips, I noticed there was a part where he had where Samoa Joe had him in the headlock on the mat, and Joe looked at him and said,
choke, right.
And he said, "Are you okay?" And Rollins said, "I hope so."
Yeah.
So we're all rooting for Seth Rollins. It would be a huge loss for the entire company if he's not there for Mania, or just not on the roster at all. So. That's what that is. But we're going to talk some NXT. We're going to recap last night's NXT show on the WWE Network, $9.99, if you did not know. For those of you who are still subscribing after, Roman Reigns came in at number 30. We'll do our weekly takedown. We'll do a spotlight segment on Nikki Cross. We're going to talk a little Nikki Cross today, Brian.
Nikki Cross.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I was very intrigued to learn more about her. We'll do a bold prediction segment. We'll make some bold predictions for 2017. Me and Brian will, 2 or 3, and we'll do the takeaway at the end. And as usual, like the video and comment below if you like after the video has concluded. Obviously, the chats don't just move to the comment section, so we'd appreciate you doing that. In the meantime, before we do anything else, let's do this.
Housekeeping.
No, thank you. Sleeping.
Housekeeping?
You come back in an hour.
Here are your Marked Out Wrestling housekeeping notes. Follow us on Twitter and chat with us throughout the week at SmartMarkShow. Send your thoughts and opinions via our email, markedoutpodcast@gmail.com. Follow us to get a better look inside our faction on Instagram at Marked Out Wrestling. Call us during a live broadcast or leave a message for a future show on our U Record Studios fan line, 704-444-0084. Like us on Facebook to argue politics and religion at facebook.com/markedout1. That's marked out the number 1. Finally, see what is coming up throughout the week on our website, www.markedoutwrestling.com. Get connected.
Housekeeping, you want me to jerk you off?
What kind of hotel is this?
Oh, it's you.
Can you dig it, sucker?
All right, our weekly takedown, our topics are going to be number 1, who? And possibly a little driftwood in there. Number 2, I didn't bring it over. Not now, I'm baiting. And number 3 is going to be a takeover reaction. We're going to do our own little takeover reaction here on the show. Before we move to the first topic, Brian, let's jump on the board here. We had some comments here, and we'll start with.
What are they saying?
Yeah, Jordan is saying if they rush Rollins back and he gets hurt again, it's the worst thing that could happen for business. No Mania is not the worst thing to happen. him getting hurt again is. And Jordan, I completely agree with you. You know,
Yes.
Nobody wants Seth to come back and then end his career by coming back too prematurely. As a wrestling fan and somebody who spent the money to go to Mania, I do hope that he is in the condition to come back, Brian. But obviously, you know, I'll get over myself. His health is way more important than my entertainment.
Yeah, I'll be a little butthurt that I won't be able to see him at Mania. But I mean, if the guy's career is on the line, I'd rather him take as much time as he needs, and hopefully WWE also, hopefully they see it that way too, and he'll come back when he's ready.
Yeah, absolutely. And then real quick before we jump into number one, this mouse. Okay, Upload Test and JVL Shadow are talking about. I didn't know this. Lucha Underground is coming to Netflix. Did you hear about that, Brian?
Yes. It is. I was going to text you guys that yesterday, actually. February 19th, I believe the date is. I want to say it's sometime in mid-February. But seasons 1 and 2 will be on.
Now, my confession is, I have a confession to make, if I may pun Dave Grohl there. I have never, except for maybe 5 minutes, watched a Lucha Underground episode. And I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if this will really change my, attention span when it comes to it. But I mean, maybe it'll get some traction and it'll draw me in.
Honestly, Rob, I think if you actually sat down and watched a couple episodes, and now that it's going to be on Netflix, I think if you sat down and watched it, you'll be pretty impressed. It's definitely a lot different from what we see on our usual WWE programming.
Okay, no, I'm willing to take that leap. I'm willing to make that leap. We got to say hello to CT, and he says it is great. That his Lucha is great. So
yeah,
I'm willing to take.
CT?
Yeah, I'm willing to do it. All right, let's go to
One.
topic number one is going to be our who and driftwood category. So we're going to kind of, this NXT episode was, as most after pay-per-view NXT episodes were, a really heavy recap and reaction to Takeover with just a few matches kind of thrown in there. So just to do the two matches right now, get it out the way. And we had, one is a match and one is kind of a situation. We had, and I thought it was really well played, Brian, where we had at the pre-show, we had Ember Moon up on the dais there, and she was talking about who she wanted to win the women's match, women's four-way, and she made it very clear that she wanted Asuka to win because she wants to fight Asuka. She wants to dethrone the Empress. And then after Asuka was victorious in the back, they interviewed her, and she said, "Ember who? Does she work here?" And then just kind of walked away laughing. And I thought that was so well played.
I mean, it was well played, and two, it also, with her and less is more, I guess, when it comes to promos. But I mean, she absolutely nailed it and sets up a great matchup between the two. Yeah,
and I'm curious, going on the dichotomy of heel versus face here, and I understand that NXT is more of a gray area type of brand, but Asuka has clearly been a face through her reign, and Ember Moon is clearly a face in her beginning here. So with Asuka making those kind of snide comments, disrespectful comments, if you want to call it that, does that put Asuka on the fast track to a heel?
I think so, and I mean, she's definitely been showing shades of it for the past, not since she's been involved with the four-way. No, you know what? I take that back. I guess since it has been with the four-way, we have seen some shades of her kind of going with heel, the heel persona, but ultimately it kind of goes back to that's just kind of her attitude, and she's more of a striker, and she won't turn down a fight. But
sure.
After what we saw on Takeover, I mean, I think we are going to start seeing a little bit more of a mean streak from Asuka.
And are we being premature here? I mean, they're obviously putting the kindling down for Ember Moon versus Asuka, but Nikki Cross, which we're going to highlight later in the show, I mean, we can't leave her out of the equation. I mean, she was in that four-way match. She didn't take the pin, and there was some looks exchanged at the end of the match. So you got to think, maybe does that come first, or does Ember Moon come first?
Exactly. I was actually wondering whether or not I guess they don't have a show, so all it is just we're going to be leading up to Mania. So, I don't know if she's going to be thrown into the mix, or honestly, I think it's just going to be Ember Moon and Asuka at Takeover.
Okay. So we'll find out on that one. I'm intrigued by the women's division right now, and minus Peyton and Billy, they're not doing it for me. But the women's division, for what they have going, it's keeping me interested. The second part of this topic is we had our match, which was set up the week before Takeover, the Go Home show, between No Way Jose and the Drifter Elias Samson. And Samson took the loss here. He took the pin, and I think that was a mistake. NXT is pretty good about not making mistakes, and usually one guy can take the pin, and it's not that big of a deal. But in this case, Samson, I think he needs a decent top card win. And I don't think Jose really loses any steam if he gets it, but they went the other way with it. So what were your thoughts on that, Brian?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they've been kind of pushing No Way Jose a little bit more than Samson. So it was interesting to see the two of them finally, lock up after the weeks of them teasing it. But I don't know. I mean, I'm a big fan of Samson, and I kind of wish that he would have won. However, I do think that they had a great match together, and although No Way Jose won, I don't think it'll necessarily affect Samson all that much. I mean, if you listen to the reaction that he got during his entrance, and then even right before the matchup when he was going to when he was going to sing one of the songs, I mean, the crowd they hate him.
They do. They hate him, but I don't think it's Roman Reigns hate. I think it's a good heel hate. That's what I feel.
I agree. I think he kind of out of everyone, I think he kind of came out of nowhere as far as, I actually really enjoyed watching this guy on TV.
So was this just the beginning, or was this like a one-time thing?
No, I think this was it. I think they're gonna move their separate ways, and hopefully, I mean, and you know what? I mean, I've been speaking a lot of good things about Samson, but on the flip side, I thought Jose did a great job too. My only thing with him though is, and I don't know if you've noticed this before, but when he pulls his armband off,
what about it?
Or what? What purpose does that serve? I mean, it's not an elbow pad. It's nothing. It's just all it is a sleeve. So I don't. That's just one of my pet peeves. I don't know if you've never noticed that or not.
I've never noticed it, but I mean, I would guess it's just for the effect, the look of it,
the illusion. I get it. I
right.
get it, but right. But Ty pulls down a knee pad, or
come on,
Luger used to pull off his elbow pad.
Come on, little Guns N' Roses there, Brian. Come on, use your illusion. Come on, man. that was Guns N' Roses, right?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't want to fuck that up. I'd get my ass handed to me. All right, let's move on. Number 2. No, not now. I'm baiting. So we saw, right? We saw Tyler Bates, and he took on what's your boy's name?
Oni Lorcan.
Oni Lorcan. I like Oni Lorcan. I can't fall in love with him. I just don't see much of a future just because he's just so bland to me. And I'm not taking away. He's an awesome wrestler. He is between the ropes. He is magnificent. Outside of the ropes, he could walk by and I wouldn't even notice him, honestly.
Yeah, I think he might get and I'm hoping it doesn't happen, but he might get the Cesaro treatment.
Yeah.
Just great in the ring, but just not really no kind of gimmick, no real persona. But we'll see.
Yeah, and to answer the question on the board, yes, he came out with the UK title, which I think looks better than the WWE title. But I'm watching this match, and I didn't get to see. Still haven't seen the entire UK tournament, and I'm kicking myself for that. But I gotta say, his quads are massive. I mean,
he looks like a power lifter for sure.
He does, man, and he's he's so subtly funny. He's British all day because my father's British, and his humor is dry to the point of hilarity, and Tyler Bates' entire gimmick is dry to the point of hilarity. Kind of like Gallagher. I mean, it's so cheesy. It's awesome.
And what blows my mind with him is that he is 19 years old. I mean, the fact that he is now the first, WWE UK champion, and now he's going to be on NXT. It seems like, and who knows? Maybe we'll even actually, I don't know. Maybe his quads alone would be too much for 205 Live. I don't know.
Right.
But anyway,
it was a great match. It had some comedy moments in it. It had some really good in-ring work, some good storytelling as far as personalities going. The crowd was really, really into it. I was really, really into it. I'm curious if this was just, and I don't know if I want it to be or not, but if this was just kind of a one-off to highlight the UK champion during a big weekend, or if we're going to see more of him.
Well, it's funny you say that, Rob. It was reported that last night at the NXT tapings, he wrestled a match against Trent Seven from the UK tournament. So it seems that we're going to be getting a lot more of those UK wrestlers.
Yeah, but they could still be in town from the past weekend. It's not too far off.
No, I believe they pulled them. They were supposed to. They had other commitments, and they were pulled from their dates. Specifically, well, no one really knew why they were pulled, but now it's of course because they were wrestling for the NXT brand.
Okay, does that water down that belt that he's carrying? Because I felt like keeping it in the UK gave it, especially in that region, a lot more clout, and bringing it here feels like maybe just another U.S. title type thing.
Well, I don't know if he's necessarily going to be defending it here.
Okay.
I mean, I think he was just coming out with it just because he is the UK champion.
Okay.
And it's his belt, and obviously they want to they want to put it on display because it's relatively new. So
you're saying that they're just going to kind of fly in different wrestlers from that kind of division there, a little bit here, a little bit there?
I don't know. I mean, initially there were reports that the title was going to be defended in the UK, but for specific independent promotions that WWE had connections with. But I don't know. I mean, now, and whether or not that match, I don't believe it was a title match. I think it was just a regular one-on-one. I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see. I'd like for it to just be defended over in the UK.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, it kind of waters it down. But I guess we'll have to watch.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Good seeing Bates.
3.
Number 3, takeover reaction. So me and Brian will do our own. We did some on our Raw and SmackDown show, and me and Brian want to have our moments. Brian or Adam takes all the points, and we don't want that. So, going through, and we might reiterate some things if you listen to that show that we talked about there. But going through this card real quick, match by match, and we won't spend a lot of time on it. But we started with Ty Dillinger and Eric Young, and obviously we know the results. And just to let you guys know first, I got a big goose egg on my predictions for Takeover.
I didn't do much better. What did I get? 2?
I think you got 2 right. And completely honest, I'm okay. I'm not even upset about it. If I got 0 for Mania, I'd be like, damn, well that sucks. But NXT,
honestly, I would love to get everything wrong. That would make it interesting.
You know what? That's a very good point, Brian. And it did make it interesting for me. I make my picks based off what I think is best for the storyline moving forward and for the character development of the superstars in the matches. And in this case, it doesn't matter. Every one I got wrong was okay. I was like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with this one too. Nothing bothered me here when I got it wrong. So we'll start with Ty Dillinger and Eric Young, and I thought Ty was going to go out with a bang against Eric Young. Eric Young's a heel. He can afford a loss. Maybe kind of the faction gets involved, wool over the eyes. Dillinger steals one type of thing. But no, Eric Young, he proves his dominance. And, first, one of my, my second kind of real showing of seeing him in the ring. Again, I'm impressed. I think he looks like he's in his prime. Dillinger moves on to the Rumble. We don't see him on Raw or SmackDown, so I'm curious what's going to happen there. But overall, great match. So what was your takeaway on this first match of the card?
Yeah, I thought both guys looked phenomenal. I believe, and you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, but that was I picked Ty to win, I believe, right?
I don't have it in front of me, but
I don't have it in front of you. I was surprised that he lost. I thought they were going to give him the win and the send off because we were going to get to see him in the Rumble. But I mean, obviously they flipped the switch and they had Young win, which it does well for his character because it gives him a big win in NXT. But it also, we obviously saw Dillinger show up the next night, and he had a good showing in the Rumble.
Yeah. I agree. JVL Shadow wants to just kind of, I guess he's throwing it in my face because he says, hey, Rob, remember we had no predictions the same. So I guess JVL went undefeated for TakeOver. So congratulations, JVL, on your awesome.
Well done, JVL.
Well done, sir. You are a messiah when it comes to predictions, I guess. Roderick Strong versus CN Almas. Dude, I give Roderick Strong a lot of shit for his outside of the ring, outside of the ropes kind of promo accolades, and there's not much to talk of.
Lack thereof.
Yeah, lack thereof. But this was my first real viewing of Roderick Strong in a high-profile match, and I'm gonna say it right now. I am a Roderick Strong mark. From this point on, I am on it, man.
Hell yeah, brother. Welcome to the club.
And I said it on the show the other night, and I had some dissension with this, but he reminds me of Benoit, minus the problems. He reminds me of Benoit. He is an aggressive, attacking in-ring style. You know, he doesn't sit back there and showboat. He doesn't give the guy time to get up and rest. He is go, 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 and I thought it was just magnificent.
I agree, and also kudos to CN Almas, who, I mean, he's just been having just great matches every showing that he's out. But the two of them, I mean, yeah, that was Roderick's first. That was his real first big WWE win, and I'd like to see them. I'm curious to see where they go with him because I don't know. I'm not really sure where he kind of fits in or who he moves on with.
Talking about Almas?
No, I'm talking about
Strong. I don't know. What I see is because I know that him and Austin Aries had a tag team together, and obviously Austin has this charisma and personality out of the yin yang. So obviously he would complement Roderick Strong having none of that. So I'm curious if they try to pair him up with somebody to help him get over as far as his personality goes. And I don't really know where he would fit right in the bill. I mean, there are some talent coming in, and there's some talent there that he could kind of, go back and forth with. But to me, going to CN real quick, Brian, is this guy needs to go to the main roster now. He needs to go now.
Yeah,
right?
He is definitely a future. I mean, who knows? And initially, I could see him just plug him right into the mid card on either SmackDown or Raw, preferably SmackDown, and I would think that he would flourish.
Yeah, you can plug him in mid card to start him out, but I'm telling you, and you heard it here first. CN Almas is a future WWE champion.
I agree, and I'm looking back at that match too. The two of them having at NXT Takeover.
Yeah,
I think a year or two from now, we'll be like, holy shit, these two guys wrestled for and had a match in NXT.
Well, yeah, and that's a great point. He's getting over like gangbusters with his heel character. He's in ring. He's awesome. He's got the build and the size. He's got the ring experience. He is, and I've made the comparison to Eddie so many times, but I just have to keep doing it. He is that Latino villain that the main roster is missing, and he can go with the best of them. And if you don't pull him up now, maybe you'll lose him. Maybe he'll go stale. I don't know, but you need to pull him up now if you want to utilize his skills. Put him slapping the damn in the mid card. Have him fight it out. Hold the belt for a little bit, and then elevate his ass to the top of the card because he is just awesome.
Yeah, well, maybe 2018.
Maybe 2018. Let's look on the board, see if we got anything about this one. We got Roderick Strong could be a top guy on the mid card. I don't see him as a main event guy. It says Noah. I agree with that. I think a tag team or mid card situation is probably going to be the best case scenario for Roderick Strong as far as elevating to the main roster kind of thing goes. JVL Shadow, who do you want to see in feud with? Pick his first rival. The best I can think of is Kalisto. Are you serious?
Kalisto? Whoa, who? For who?
For CN, his first rival is Kalisto?
No.
No, sir. No. I would go more maybe Sami Zayn.
Zayn would be a good one. Let's see. I would like to see him, like I said, I can see him perfectly on the SmackDown brand.
Who's some faces on SmackDown that he could have some good rivalries with?
Faces. I was gonna say Dolph, but no longer Dolph.
No, I wouldn't want to see that. I'm bored with Dolph. I really am. So that's me.
Oh, how about this? How about Apollo Crews?
I could get down with that. I think I think that could elevate Apollo's character. I do. And you know who else I could see? Shelton Benjamin.
That would, yeah. They would definitely have a good match. Although Bob wouldn't like the Apollo one, but
Who cares what Bob thinks?
That's right. Who cares what
That
Bob thinks?
booty
What about Bob?
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to our next match here real quick. We had the Authors of Pain versus DIY, and you picked this one right. I picked this one wrong. I'm not disappointed with the outcome. I'm curious what their ceiling is as far as, if they were to lose Paul Ellering, could they still gain success?
No, if they lose Paul Ellering, I definitely don't think that they'd be able to. I mean, he is basically everything as far as, they're outside of the in-ring performing. I mean, Paul Ellering, which his name is apparently hard to say. I mean, he is basically the locomotive of AOP. I mean, he really does all the legwork for them as far as mic work goes.
Sure. Well, and they were, and I know their name sounds the same, but they're very similar to me too. They get a lot of comparison to Legion of Doom because of Ellering. I see more Powers of Pain here. Powers of Pain had to have Mr. Fuji kind of escort them and speak for them. They were big brutes who could just beat people up. But when it came to mic work, they weren't exactly they weren't exactly The Rock.
No, and you know what? I can't even recall hearing them talk as far as promo work or anything. I mean, can you? I've
heard one of them. I don't know which one. The Albanian one. I've heard him speak Albanian in the ring.
Well, in the ring, right? But I'm talking about as far as like a formal, a promo goes.
No,
it's just been Ellering.
No, I haven't seen anything. And real quick, JVL said Authors of Pain can become APA type of hired muscles. And me and Adam were talking about that the other night, and it was kind of an interesting conversation because we do know, knowing now, we didn't know it then, but we do know now that back in the day, if you were kind of being punished, air quotes punished, if you'd screwed up, the old man would put you against APA, and then Simmons and Bradshaw would just go in there and beat the living hell out of you, in a real state, and really beat you up.
Smarten you up.
Yeah, smarten you up. And he said, I see Authors of Pain going to the main roster, basically being the bullies.
I could see that. The only thing I disagree with, though, is that I don't see them being. I mean, APA were able to do that because they were they were well respected in the locker room, and
sure.
Everybody, they had a career that was, I mean, over 20 years.
It's like a rookie. It's like a rookie coming on a team and telling LeBron James what he needs to be doing. Yeah,
exactly. So I mean, character-wise, sure, I could see them being just bulldozers and going through everyone. But as far as being the in-ring enforcers,
no.
Not just yet.
Yeah, they don't have that clout yet. So this match begs the question. Obviously, we'll see a rematch. It's going to be DIY and Revival and Authors of Pain again. I have no doubt about that. The question is, how long does this last? Are one of these teams on the fast track? I don't think Authors of Pain is, so that leads to DIY. Is DIY on the fast track to be bumped up to the main roster?
Well, I think DIY. I think they're going to get their rematch. I think it's not going to be till WrestleMania. I mean, I think they're going to stretch this one out. I think they want to see. We've been saying it for weeks now that DIY is much better chasing the titles rather than having them. So, I mean, this could be their one of their big takeover moments, if you will. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't announced anything. They haven't announced a rematch as far as I'm aware.
Well, yeah,
you've heard anything.
I asked that question because after the Cruiserweight Classic, you saw all of these cruiserweights get automatically bumped up to the main roster. They still might do some work in NXT, but they are mainstays on the main roster. And it seems to me that the two that got left behind are DIY.
That's true, but they were already in NXT before the Cruiserweight Classic.
Sure. Okay.
They weren't. I don't think they were full-time wrestlers just yet, but they were definitely wrestling just spot matches for them.
Yeah. Off the subject real quick, Hitman had a really good point here that I actually kind of like. He says NXT needs a TV title defended weekly or bi-weekly. It allows newer talent to get some the rub of some gold. And I kind of like that idea. I used to like the TV title in WCW, NWA. People like Sting, Great Muda. There were others that held that belt that gave them a little bit of a relevance on the broadcast and helped them kind of learn how to be a champion. What do you think about that, Brian?
You know what? I mean, he's actually. I'll talk a little bit more about that later, but I completely agree. I think they should. A secondary title at this point in NXT would definitely help the brand.
All right, I don't want to steal your thunder. I see where you're going there. All right.
No, it's okay.
The next match here, a 4-way women match. We had I thought Asuka and Billy and Peyton and Nikki Cross. I thought it was an okay match. I mean, I didn't have a problem with it. I maybe I expected more. Nikki taking a bump through the table was cool. I guess I expected more, and I don't know in what way, but I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10. I would give it more of a kind of 7 out of 10. What's your kind of rating there, Brian?
Yeah, it wasn't really. It definitely wasn't the best match on the card, but I do think that as far as big match ability, Billy Kay and Jesus, what's her name?
Peyton Royce.
Thank you, Peyton Royce. I had a little too many chairs to the head there. I think that for them it was a good good to have them out in front of a huge crowd like that. I'd like to definitely see Nikki Cross and Asuka just one-on-one without any kind of interference or anybody else to kind of get in the way. And hopefully, I mean, it seems like they're kind of leading up to it too. I mean, we'll see it soon.
We will. So let's move on here. Finally, Bobby Roode and Nakamura, and obviously, the glorious one has taken the title. He starts out, and I talked about this on the last show. Is NXT has had the last 3 champions have been striking, fighting, down to business champions, and I thought it was time that the title was held by somebody who had more of a character to him. And Bobby Roode, he's a good in-ring worker, but he's in my opinion, where he shines is his out of the ropes. He's an awesome character, and he proved that with his post comments with the girl who interviewed him. I don't know her name, but the match itself I thought was it wasn't anything over the top. It was what we all kind of expected. But the injury storyline had me going, is it real?
Oh, did it?
Is it real? Is it not? What do you think?
I'm sorry. Go on.
No, I know. I want your take on it. I mean,
you're asking me. I thought you were just asking the universe. No, I mean it was a storyline. It was just an angle for the match. But I mean, Nakamura definitely played it off phenomenally. And I'll also note that on the episode of NXT yesterday, the backstage segment. Did you happen to catch that?
I did. I did indeed.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just the way that Nakamura sold it, even the trainer, too. I mean, now they have the trainer kind of getting in on it, and Triple H is back there. And then the thing that I took away most from it was that we had Cassius Ohno, a.k.a. Chris Hero, right there, kind of consoling Nakamura. And I thought that was...
I didn't even notice. Yeah.
You didn't even notice.
I mean, I was
eating breakfast, and I was just like, what the heck? What?
Yeah.
Why is he's here?
I feel dumb now because I was watching it like, who's that guy? And I'm like, oh, holy shit, Chris Hero. Yeah.
He wrestled for Evolve that same weekend.
Right.
I knew that he was going to be there, but I was shocked that they actually put him on camera.
Ooh, I wonder if that's a future Nakamura feud and move him away from Bobby Roode, and then those two go at it.
It seems like they're planting the seeds for Hero to finally. I know he had his last independent dates over this past weekend, so he's on the fast track to the main event, it seems.
Yeah, and one of the kind of final takeaways for me on that match is I'm impressed. I was impressed by Nakamura, and I've already been impressed by him, but impressed with the fact that in Japan there is not a lot of focus on storylines and character development. And to see him have that injury angle and work that the way he did, in even the way that he sparred with the character of Bobby Roode through this whole feud, I got to give props to Nakamura for making the changes to his repertoire to be able to fit into this situation.
Yes, that's always been one of the things that his people say, that it's his charisma. So I think it was definitely for him. It seems like it was a pretty easy transition to go from the Japanese style to the WWE style.
Sure. JV Ashada saying, "Wait, what? Where did they show Ono?" They
showed him. Well, I already said it, but it was
right.
A backstage segment from NXT last night.
He was consoling him. He was like, "It's gonna be okay, bud. Whatever. You'll be fine." I didn't quite hear all the words he said, but it was definitely a consoling moment. So, Hitman, real quick, main roster, Fruity Pebbles. Oh, he says, I beg to differ. Reports were backstage. They were upset with how NXT was left after the draft. Oh, they must be having another conversation. Okay, so that was a takeover. Takeover, all in all, I gave it an A. I don't, Bob was saying it was the best takeover yet. I don't think it rivals. I don't think it rivals Toronto, but it was not disappointing at all.
No, I'd give it about a B. I mean, I thought top to bottom it was a great show.
Okay, so real quick before we we're gonna, like I said, got a couple more segments here, so let's go ahead and do this one. All right, so let's do our spotlight segment. I'm gonna run this one, Brian. Can I do this one?
Yeah, you know what? I'll let you do this one. You can do it this week.
You're so kind.
Yeah, go for it, man.
So all right. We've been talking a little bit about Nikki Cross in the past couple episodes, and let's take a caller first. We'll take a caller before I jump into it. Hey, Marked Out Wrestling, who we got on the line?
Oh yeah, it's the Macho Man.
Hey,
yeah,
Macho, you're back, bro. What's up?
Oh yeah, space is a place, and I'm funky like a monkey. I'm the cream of the crop. Yeah, no one can do it better.
Nobody can do it better, and it's a shame not around anymore because you could still be doing it for us. Yeah, you've been taking. All right, you've been taking care of yourself, not driving too crazy.
I got to talk about fucking NXT weekend, man.
Go ahead.
All right, so as far as the show goes, I didn't really like it that much until the main event. The main event was awesome, man. The main event was great. What I took away from this is that Bobby Roode is one of the most complete wrestlers currently. I mean, he's got the in-ring work. I mean, he's a decent in-ring worker, but he's not, like, great. He's got the promos. He's got the theme song, the gimmick. I can't wait till he goes to the main roster, so he can become champion.
You know what, Jonathan, man, you with all the bullshit that you spew out your mouth from time to time, you come in here and you give me some of the best comments, and you're absolutely right about that. Bobby Roode is the total fucking package.
All right, now on to Royal Rumble, all right?
Okay, go ahead.
Fucking waste of a shit. Fucking. All right, I'll just start off. So I was watching with my cousins and my friends. They haven't watched wrestling in a while. I mean, I'm talking maybe 5 to 6 years.
Okay.
They came back because I told them that Brock Lesnar and Goldberg and the old stars were going to be there, and they were excited. So they came through, and we started to watch the Rumble, and they weren't paying attention at all, and so wasn't I. Like, I wasn't watching. I gave it like a little glimpse here and there, but I didn't really care for the show. And then the Rumble match started, and man, Roman Reigns came out at the end. Man, that was such a fuck up. They didn't even have the Final Four, like, the big Final Four, like Undertaker, Brock Lesnar.
Right.
They had them go out early. That was some bullshit. You give the fucking spot to Jack Gallagher, that piece of fucking monkey trash. Like, what the fuck?
Oh,
I was okay.
About Gallagher.
I was okay with Gallagher. I was not okay with like Mark Henry and Enzo.
Yeah.
And
like Mark Henry's fucking 80 years old. What the fuck is he gonna do? He can't even move his fucking arms.
Yeah, there's no possibility he's gonna win. Yeah, here's the thing is, all the big names, they carted them down, and they were all in the last 5 entrants, and then they had limited ring time. It was. The order was wrong. The sequence of events was wrong. The Roman at 30 was completely wrong. And
exactly.
And I think, honestly, some might disagree with me here, but I think Orton winning was also wrong.
Yeah, yep. And I gotta talk about Roman. All right, so we were all just waiting. We were all in suspense. We were like, oh, who's next? Is it Scott Steiner? Is it fucking Samoa Joe? Is it goddamn Kurt Angle? And then his music hit, and all the air went out of the fucking room. Like, no one gave a shit anymore.
That was everybody.
All looked away.
Yeah, that was everybody.
I know the feeling.
That was everybody that was in our room. That was everybody that was watching, doing the reaction videos on YouTube. Everybody was sitting there in anticipation, like, it's 30, it's going to be huge, it's going to be big.
Finn Balor. No Finn Balor? Like, what the fuck, man? It was nobody. It was Roman Reigns.
No, yeah, and everybody went, what in the fuck? What are you doing?
Yep.
What are you doing? I don't know. Jonathan, good to hear from you, bud.
All right.
We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, one last thing.
Yeah.
Paige, if you're listening to this, welcome back, baby.
Okay.
Your beautiful tits and your milky white skin.
God.
All right,
I
highbrow.
want to fuck you so badly.
Oh, God. All right, highbrow
I'll
Jonathan.
make you into
Highbrow
into
Jonathan.
condom.
Bye, Jonathan. All right. Jesus Christ. I love him, but just damn it. All right, spotlight segment. So we've been talking the last couple of weeks about Nikki Cross, and you know we don't know much about her, obviously, by what we've been saying. So Kiera looked some stuff up because she was interested, and I was kind of blown away by the accolades and the resume that she carries. So here, I'm going to run through this for you real quick, and then we can have a brief discussion about it as we go through it and at the end. But let's see, Nikki Cross, a.k.a. Nicola Glenn Cross, Nicola Storm, Nikki Glenn Cross, and Nikki Storm. So those are all her in-ring names. Born April 21st, 1989. She's 27 years old. She's from Scotland, 5'1", 117 pounds. We know that already. Career win-losses, she's won 168 matches and lost 151, so she's right at 50-50, which, we all know wins and losses don't really matter, but it's good to highlight it from time to time. Now, here's who she was trained by, Brian. I know this is the part that you want. Big Damo.
Okay.
Robbie Brookside. Obviously, those two are NXT trainers, I'm sure. Then we got Finn Balor. I didn't know Finn Balor was a trainer of hers.
Well, Big Damo is what the heck? They just changed his name.
The Sanity kid.
Sanity.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. But so you got Finn Balor too, which that kind of blew me away when I found that out. Johnny Kidd, do you know who that is?
Johnny Kidd, I don't, and I don't know.
And Paul Tracy, I don't know that one either. Independent, so she had an independent career here. Started in 2008, debut in September the 20th with Scottish Wrestling Alliance. She's been in Insane Championship Wrestling, Pro Wrestling Eve, 3-time champion there. She was in Japan with JWP. She was in some all-female promotions, the Shimmer Women Athletes, Shine Wrestling, Women Superstars, Uncensored. Then she did some Global Force Wrestling, Absolute Intense Wrestling, Worldwide Wrestling League, Queens of Combat, World Extreme Wrestling. So she has been around the block. Yeah. She did a little thing with TNA where the British Boot Camp, whatever it was, in 2014. She fell from that. And she did a tryout for NXT in 2015 and signed April 2016 to the Performance Center. And her finishing maneuver is the swinging fisherman's neckbreaker. And so I wanted to highlight all this about her because, again, she came in kind of an unknown, and she'd be getting a curious look from me. What's up with this girl? Is she fresh and green, or is she seasoned? And obviously, she is a very seasoned competitor.
Yeah, I mean, not only in the ring, but I mean, even just character-wise too.
Yeah,
I had no idea she wrestled for all those different companies.
Oh yeah, bravo to Nikki Cross on that. I'm curious to see the push she gets moving forward. So, but that was your spotlight segment on Nikki Cross. So hopefully you learned something. I did. I know that. Let's go ahead and move on here to a little thing we're gonna do. We're gonna do bold predictions for 2017. So we'll make I'll make two. You make two. I'll make two. Or if you got three, whatever, Brian. So go ahead. What are your bold predictions for 2017 NXT?
I wrote down three.
Okay, that's cool.
How many did you do?
I did two, but do three. I want to hear your three.
Do three. Should I go? All right. So I'll go. Let's see.
We'll go one by one. Do yours first.
All right.
Do your
so
first.
I'll do what we kind of teased it a little bit before, but I do think that in 2017 we'll see a secondary title added to NXT. I think at this point, there's definitely enough guys on their roster where they definitely have the ability to carry a secondary title, and I think it'll just be it'll make feuds a little bit more meaningful as opposed to just having kind of grudge matches that we have outside of the NXT title.
Now, and Hitman said it earlier, and he said weekly or bi-weekly. I would say bi-weekly would be the best option just because the shows are so short, and you want to get as much talent as you can on the shows. And if you devote one segment to this one guy every week, that might take up that guy might get a lot of heat in the locker room. It's going to take up a lot of time, a lot of TV time. So maybe bi-weekly would be the best option there.
Yeah, have them bi-weekly. Have it. I mean, hell, even call it the network champion, and they just, it'll just be defended on NXT on the network.
Okay. And you guys put your bold predictions for 2017 NXT on the board as well. Here's mine. Mine is going to be that in December, or when 2018 hits, Nakamura is still in NXT.
Now that's an interesting one.
Yeah, I don't think Vince has the desire to bring him up. I really don't. I think Hunter, it would probably be in the mindset that if you're not going to use him right, if you're not going to use him correctly, then don't touch him. Leave him where he's at.
Well, I mean, I got to agree with you, and in fact, I'm gonna. Did you have anything else to add to that?
No, go ahead.
Well, then I'm gonna say. I mean, that's exactly what I had written down on my notes. I had Shinsuke stays in NXT for the entire year.
Oh,
I don't think we're gonna see him. I don't know. I mean, he connects with the crowd and all that. I don't.
He connects with the NXT. He connects with the NXT crowd.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying it as far as like big arena. You know, I mean, he can even at Takeover. I mean, just his entrance alone garnered so much attention, and I think it will cross over once he's at the main roster. But the problem is, I just think that he'll kind of get lost in the shuffle.
I agree with you. I think it would be. I've said it before. Suicide if he gets bumped up to the main roster, unless they have something definite for him. All right, so my second one, and then you can do your second and third one, Brian.
Sure.
Or your third one, rather. My second one is Montez Ford and Dawkins have a title run.
I would love to see that.
Yeah. Your turn.
And then my final one, we will see Kyle O'Reilly debut in NXT. The former Ring of Honor champion, he's been there since 2010, but recently he dropped the Ring of Honor title back at Wrestle Kingdom 11, and he's kind of just been hush-hush ever since. He popped up in one in an independent promotion, but other than that, I mean, he hasn't really been. I mean, he obviously hasn't been on Ring of Honor TV, and he hasn't been on any dates in Japan. So, I mean, it really, unless he makes the bold decision to go to TNA, I mean, we've been seeing they have a totally different landscape, it seems. So maybe he'll be the first to kind of try to change the whole, everyone's kind of point of view of their product. But I would love to see him in NXT. I mean, Roderick Strong, we just saw, there's a bunch of guys coming over from Ring of Honor. I think that, it would be the perfect fit, and I think that he would do extremely well in NXT.
Okay. Well, I'll give you. I'll take your word on it. I'm ignorant to it, so I'll look into it more. And I'll do one final one. In 2017, what's the dude that joined the announced team? Not Nigel, the one before that. Percy
Watson.
Percy Watson will not be there by the end of the year.
You don't think he makes it by the end of the year?
He adds nothing to that announce table. Nothing.
Yeah, and I was trying to, even over at Takeover, I was trying to listen for, I was making a conscious effort to listen to his commentary, and he wasn't really, outside of just kind of instigating Corey, he didn't really add anything to the matches. He would just kind of react and say, "Oh, that was cool."
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, but it's instigating like that kind of guy who throws a jab at you jokingly, a friend of yours that will throw you a jab jokingly and then laughs at his own jab first. That's kind of him. Like,
that's him.
I don't want to take away from the guy. I mean, I'm sure he's a great dude, person.
Sure.
But to me, he adds nothing extra to that announce table. And now with Nigel coming in, is Nigel going to be the heel? What's Percy going to do with that? I'm not sure. Okay, well, let's take a call here. All right, who we got on the line?
And Paige's beautiful ass.
Oh my
God, that's like a cushion, I want to drink it.
All right. Damn it, Jonathan. Trying to keep this show highbrow. Trying to keep all the filth on the other show.
Highbrow, God.
Highbrow. All right, let's look at the board. See their 2017 bold predictions. Noah says Ricochet will get signed, and Chris Hero will be the top heel. What do you think?
I like those.
You like those?
Ricochet, I know he's locked up for through this season of Lucha Underground, which I believe is, I don't know if it started airing, but I know it's going to start airing within the early of 2017. So he very well could end up in NXT. I know he really, really likes New Japan, but oh man, I would love to see Ricochet in WWE.
Yeah. Now, Jonathan, just so you know, man, don't ruin the phone lines for us, okay? If we can't, if we want to keep it highbrow. So if I can't trust the phone call coming in,
we love Paige too.
Yeah, we do too. We really do. Jordan says NXT will be on the USA Network, or he says NXT on the USA Network. No, it's too much of a draw for the network, for the WWE Network.
Yeah, I agree. I think they can do whatever they want.
Yeah. JVL Shadow, bold NXT prediction. It will go 2 hours. Nakamura hasn't left, and Kenta is NXT champ. What do you think about that?
I feel like, Kenta, not Ibushi, what the heck did they change his name to? He's hurt. I can't think of his WWE
I have
name.
no idea. I was relying on you for this one.
No, I know who I can't think of. I'm drawing, like I said, too many chairs to the head. He's already had two pretty big injuries since he's been in NXT.
You're talking about fucking
right?
CM Punk move stealer?
Yes, go to sleep, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
What the fuck is? Oh, damn
the board chewing us up for not knowing and not remembering his name.
Yeah, the board's gonna kill us on this one, and my brain is fucking jello right now on it. Damn it, Brian!
Right.
I probably would have known it.
I just think there's too many. I think there's too many guys there, and at this point, they can put that label on him that he's injury prone. And
Hideo Itami, Jesus.
Thank you.
Oh my God, yes, Hideo Itami. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. 2 hours, I think, is definitely a possibility. But the Nakamura hasn't left, so I agree there. Obviously, NXT needs some Candice LeRae, says Hitman, and I think me and Brian both agree with you on that one.
I am all on board.
See if we have any more bold predictions on there. No, I don't see any bold predictions. Okay, so. There we go. Let's do our takeaways. Well, first, don't forget Monday nights after Raw. We have our Rawsome show streaming live on YouTube, and that will come out Tuesdays on all of our podcast providers. Tuesday nights, our SmackDown show after SmackDown. Same deal there, except for Wednesday. Every Thursday, we're here 3:30 for the Takedown. And let's see here. Why don't you start the takeaway, Brian? What's your takeaway from this week moving forward?
Sure. We're going to see this is a whole new different side of NXT now that we have Bobby Roode at the helm as their champion. We're going to see a lot more, we'll still get all the good action and everything, but we're going to see a lot more promo heavy stuff from our champion. And I don't know. I'm curious to see who he starts his real first scrap with. Nakamura he's got to have a rematch, but who's going to be the next guy to step up? And hell, just off the top of my head, we could have it could be anywhere from Roderick Strong or and we're returning Cassius Ohno. He can make an impact, so we don't know where he's going to fit into the whole fold of NXT. But I'm excited because like you said it before, I think about having a couple. We had strikers as champions, and now we're finally going to get.
Characters.
We're going to get this just enormous character. So I'm excited.
Okay. My takeaway is this. Going into NXT TakeOver Orlando right before Mania, currently we have 3 undefeated champions in NXT. Do they continue to be undefeated at that point, and is that the bill of the entire show? 3 undefeated champions. Will they all hold their titles? Will they all lose? So that's my big thing. Are we going to continue to see the undefeated streaks of all the champions in NXT?
That's a great point.
Yeah, that's what I do, Brian. That's what I do. That's why I'm the host that knows the most and the winner of the Best Host Award for Marked Out Wrestling Podcast.
That's right. What did Adam win? Did he?
Nada.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
He
right.
He ain't win shit. Real quick, bold prediction from Hitman. Nakamura stays after winning the title off of Bobby. Wait, after winning it off of Bobby, who was on the main roster. So Bobby goes main roster. Nakamura wins the title back. Asuka is still in NXT and holding the women's championship for a record 3rd run. That's Hitman's predictions. JVL Shadow says his takeaway is, will Asuka lose or just lose the title without getting pinned twice? I think it's a question to Brian, Hitman. Final thoughts for Noah. Peyton Royce needs to marry me. Chris Hero is going to do great in NXT. Send Revival to SmackDown. Sign Brian Cage. And I hope Brian gets well. So they're all rooting for you, Brian.
Thank you, guys.
Jonathan Duran, prediction Page will still be on his mind. I'm not going to read the rest. And Noah says he was the caller of the year.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah, right. Noah was the caller of the year. All right, guys. So if you're listening in after the fact on YouTube, we ask you to please like the video and comment below. If you don't like it, don't hit the dislike button. Just comment below and tell us. We'll deal with you one by one. But if you do like it, please like and comment and share it. Hell, share it. Help us get the word out. We, I'm not going to talk about it on the other shows, but since it's right here with me and you, Brian, I was disappointed. We did not win the Best New Show Award for the Wrestling Radio Awards. We did not win. No, we didn't. And what makes it even worse than that is the one we lost it to is the one that I despise the most.
Oh no!
Yes. So,
thou who we shall not say his name.
Yes, Voldemort. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So we lost it to him, and he's got a bigger audience. We were swinging hard, but we couldn't quite get there. So share our videos because now I am more determined than ever. I am more determined than ever to make this show a success, to prove some people wrong, some trolls wrong that have come on the board and said Marked Out Podcast will never have more than 100 viewers or 200 viewers, that you'll never have thousands of listeners. I am determined to prove them wrong, so you guys help us out there in podcast land and in YouTube land. Damn it, I want this. I want it for my own damn ego. I'm not going to lie to you. So, Brian, good talking to you, bud.
Robert, it's been a pleasure, as always. All right. Thank you, Board.
Yeah, and you keep doing the physical therapy and get back to us as soon as you can, all right?
Yeah, I'll be back soon.
All right. So to the board, thank you guys for being on with us, Podcast Land. If you want to email us, markedoutpodcast at gmail.com. Tell us your thoughts. If anybody wants to call after the show, 704-444-0084. You can leave a message. We'll play it on the show. Even if you dog us out in a message, we'll still play it and react. I'm not ashamed of criticism. I'm not scared of criticism, right? Just keep it highbrow, guys. Just keep it highbrow for me. That's all I ask. We can get nasty on Monday and Tuesdays. Thursdays, let's keep it let's keep it smart, Mark, highbrow. Cool? All right. Jordan, Brian, Upload, JVL, Hitman, Noah, everybody else, thank you guys so much. We will catch you on the flip side.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is recorded, edited, distributed, and marketed at U-Record Studios in Charlotte, North Carolina. For more information on optimizing your podcast for increased listenership, check out U-Record on Facebook, Twitter, and email sales@urecordstudios.com or visit the website www.urecordstudios.com.
Yes! 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 Yes!
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.